humans. So much of your suffering is caused because humans have a difficult time often getting out of their own heads. You tend to focus so much within you, ruminating and over focusing on yourselves, that often it becomes difficult for you to have an appreciation for all that is around you. And now, more than ever, your reality is set up like this. Technology is pulling your attention into your ego. And not only do you suffer, but those around you also suffer. And when all of you suffering, the suffering becomes more and more, it multiplies. But there is an easy fix to this. It does require, however, that you pay attention every single day and have a simple practice that allows you to step out of yourselves and begin to pay attention to the world around you with a sense of appreciation, of course, or at the very least, with a lack of judgment. What we mean is that when you are finding yourself maybe worried about something or nervous about something, chances are it's because you are so over-focused on yourself. But if you begin to take that attention away from you and you put it out there by, let's say, noticing something around you. If you're in a room and there's a window, you can look outside, maybe notice sunshine, or maybe there's clouds. Maybe there's leaves on the trees that are going back and forth because of the wind. Or maybe there is someone walking by and they have a funny look in their face. Or maybe you are indoors and you are in the presence of a loved one or an acquaintance or a stranger. Whatever it is, you can begin to notice simple things. Oh, look at those interesting purple shoes. Oh, I never noticed that there was so much color blue in this room before. We understand this sounds very simple and almost silly, but you see, it's in this simplicity and this sort of simple exercise of noticing what's outside of you that you begin to take that attention away from you, from your rumination, from your worries. And when you do this long enough and you become better and better at it, the quality of what you notice and the sort of interesting flair that you notice it with becomes so good that by the time that you bring your attention back to you or your problems or your issues, you come back with a solution to your problem, or at the very least, a new perspective, maybe a new appreciation, maybe simply a sense of relief, or realizing that it wasn't such a big deal as you were making it out to be. And you'll start to notice that as you become better and better at this, the relationship with yourself not only will improve, but so will the relationships with others around you. Because when someone steps into your room, into your space, or when you step into someone else's space, into any space for that matter, instead of being so focused on yourself, on introducing yourself and remembering your name, you actually begin to put the attention on the other person. You say, hello, how are you? What is your name? And instead of thinking about how you're going to say yours, you actually hear their name and you remember it. When a loved one comes into the room, instead of being so worked up in a wad over some issue or problem, instead you look at them and you say, hi, how are you? And you are sincere in your question. You really want to know. And others around you notice it and they say, you care. You really care. But the truth is you're not really doing it for them. Though it'd be very nice if you are. You are truly doing it for yourself. Because if you are really wanting to experience what you call ascension. It begins with very simple steps like this. It is not about filling your head up with more information and knowing all the many layers of dimensions and all the different planets and their movements and how they affect you. No, ascension happens when you understand what it means to be a human who is present in this planet, in this very moment, who is interested in evolution and growth. As much as you are interested in being where you are, how you are, with a sense of openness and curiosity and compassion in your heart. See, when you begin to live like this, it makes you much more interesting and curious, and sometimes even more funny, because you notice the glitches in the matrix. And you become so good at it that it does not bother you. It simply gives you more information about who you are, where you are, who you are with, and what is going on. And that level of awareness really aids you garner more energy and feel more energized and more simply present. All right. And when you are present, as the cliche goes, you find that your reality is a present and you can actually enjoy it. So, the next time that you are observing yourself and you are noticing that you are feeling very frustrated and or nervous about something, stand up, take a deep breath, and if you cannot stand up, begin to put your attention outside of yourself. Begin to observe and notice things as simple as the color of the wall. As simple as the color of the sky. As simple as the rhythm of the movement around you. So that you can actually enjoy your experience here on earth. And what we are speaking about is not an escape. It is not numbing yourself up like so many humans might by drinking something or eating something or watching something. What we shared with you allows you to be more present in a very sober way. And not just in a very sober way, but in a way where you are utilizing your senses, all right? You're becoming more present to your senses and you're utilizing the inner resources available to you. And these are mental, emotional, and spiritual resources. And this is what we want for you, because there is too much numbing up that humans do. And you do this because you often lack the tools in order to live in a way in which you are accessing the full you. And this is what we wish to bring about. Because any greater change that you want to experience on planet Earth begins with you. And we know that you know this, but the more that you put it into practice, the more that you begin to notice the changes actually happening. And in that, you feel a sense of true power within you. And then you can begin to take bigger steps and bring about greater change, not just in your life and in your home, but also in your communities.